All right, so if your ex has an anxious attachment style, how are they likely to respond to the no contact rule? And should you use the no contact rule at all with someone who has an anxious attachment style? We're going to get into this, and I'm also going to tell you a personal story from my life because I believe that my big ex from the past was what you might consider an anxiously attached person. And I did no contact with her, and I think that her response is probably pretty typical of someone who has an anxious attachment style. So let's go ahead and get into this, and I'll also tell you the results of my experiment with no contact and my anxiously attached big ex in the past. Hey there, this is Clay with modernlove.life. Now, once again, the anxiously attached person is probably going to be most responsive to no contact of, all of the attachment styles, at least all of the, insecurely attached attachment styles. People often overlook the securely attached person because, hey, very few people had a wonderful, amazing, idyllic childhood. The anxiously attached person is most likely to be responsive to no contact if you were to use no contact as a way to get your partner to respond. I don't think that you should use no contact in that way. I think that no contact is something that you should do for yourself because maybe you are not in a good place to be in contact with your ex, or because the communication and contact that you are having with your ex is harming the connection between the two of you. I'm not sort of lockstep with other people on YouTube that say that you should always use no contact all the time, no matter what. But that is a topic for another day. Now, my big ex was what you might consider to be an anxiously attached person. And back when we were going through our actually second breakup, we had a bit of a disagreement about something, and we sort of stopped talking. I was just so fed up and frustrated with some comment that she made that I just decided I was going to stop talking to her. And, I had heard about this no contact rule thing on the internet. It scared me. I didn't want to do it, but I was at the end of my rope. So I just decided, okay, I'm just going to not contact her. And, I don't know, maybe in a few days or a week or something, she'll apologize or whatever. I went no contact. But it went a lot longer than I thought it was going to go. We ended up going for about a month. And the thing is that it was a hard experience for me. If you've ever done no contact, you may have experienced how difficult it can be. I started to think, hey, maybe she never cared about me. Maybe she never loved me. Maybe our whole relationship was a lie. Maybe she just forgot about me entirely. Maybe I just meant so little to her that she just moved on like nothing. And that's what I thought day after day, week after week, for about an entire month, until I got a message from her one day. And this message said something to the effect of, I can't stand not being in contact with you anymore. I miss you so much. I can't stand not knowing what's going on in your life. Are you free to talk, sometime, I forgot, like tonight or this week or something like that. And that's when we got back in contact with one another. Now, the important takeaway from this is that during this whole time, day after day, week after week, for an entire month or so, I thought that she had just moved on. I thought that she didn't care about me whatsoever. But the truth is that there was an invisible process happening beneath the surface that I didn't see. There was an invisible process going on that with her that I was just not clued on. She missed me a lot. She probably thought about reaching out to me a lot. She might have picked up the phone several times and said, maybe I'll call him. Maybe I'll send him a message. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I'll just wait. And then she put it down. And this went on for day after day, week after week, until finally her emotions were so high that she actually got herself to reach out to me. And so no matter what you might be going through in no contact, or even in any other circumstance with your ex, just know that they're going through an invisible process that you may not be able to see. Just keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to be clued in on everything. We often have this belief that if I do X, then Y is going to happen immediately. But that's often cases not true. Sometimes you might do X, then you might do X again, and then you might do X a third time. But each time it builds up until eventually Y happens. It sometimes has that sort of delayed effect. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. By the way, if you like this video, help a guy out with his YouTube channel by hitting that thumbs up button for the algorithm, subscribing to this channel, and hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss any new uploads. Of course, because the anxiously attached person is going to be so concerned about the connection that the two of you have, they're going to be very very agitated by the fact that there is this no contact thing going on. And it may compel them to reach out, as was the case with my big ex. They may do this as a form of trying to reestablish that connection, as a form of not feeling abandoned to themselves, as a form of not feeling as if they've been left isolated, as a form of, not feeling as if they've done something irredeemable that's caused you to just sort of, give them the cold shoulder. They're likely to have that as a response. And you want to be careful, because if you take a lot of the advice that you might have heard elsewhere, which is that, if your ex contacts you during no contact, just wall them out, just keep going, just wall them out and just keep your eyes forward and keep going until you hit 30 days or whatever. Then you run the risk of angering them. They might think, okay, I reached out to you, you were unresponsive. I reached out to you maybe a second or third time and you were unresponsive. You're intentionally ignoring me. And they might turn angry towards you as the result of this perceived cutting off of connection, okay? That you're intentionally doing this to affect them in some sort of negative way. So you have to be careful about this. When they do reach out to you, if you have any interest at all in staying in communication with them, by all means acknowledge it. Ask them for more space if that is what you need, or get back in contact with them if that's what you feel ready to do. But you have to be sort of mindful about how your actions are affecting them. And this brings me to the most important point of all of this, is that whether they're anxious or not, we have to look at them as a human being having an emotional experience, not just, oh, you're an anxious attachment style type person here. You're this alien person that maybe I don't understand because I'm, some other attachment style. And so I can anticipate, due to scientific studies, that you're going to behave this way. Don't do it that way, but say, okay, you know what? Here's a person that maybe you might consider anxious, and they're probably having an emotional experience here. What is it that she's feeling? What is it that's causing her to behave this way? What's motivating her to reach out? Oh, she's probably feeling this way. What is it she really wants right now? What's her biggest fear? Oh, it's probably this. Well, what is it that I want? I want to eventually connect with her. Okay, well, maybe I should help her feel as if it's okay by responding to her. Like, look at her as a human. Look at your anxiously attached partner as a human rather than a label. That's the most important thing here. Anyway, if you'd like to learn more about how to connect with someone on an emotional level, a really valuable thing that you might benefit from is one of our programs called the X Solution Program. You can find that over at modernlove.life/ESP. There's also a link for it down below in the description box of this video. It's been really helpful for thousands of people over the past, 12 years now at this point. It's been really helpful for thousands of people over these past 12 years to connect and bond with their ex, and to, reunite with their partner, and to start a new chapter together. Anyway, check it out down below at the link. If it seems like it's a good fit for you, we'd love to have you inside. If it's not a good fit for you, that's 100% okay. I can't reach through the screen and twist your arm into signing up anyway, so it's totally okay. We got more content on this channel. Feel free to watch it. Here's an interesting video that might be useful for you here.